All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave, right here on the Harmless Dave channel on another slow day in the world of classic rock. So, I'm going to make my own news. All right, I'm going to promote something that I think is really cool, off the beaten track, on nobody's radar. So, you won't hear about this band in the world of classic rock because they're probably too good for what's considered classic rock these days. Anyway, doing what I do in real time for a couple of people just like you there and like me here. This show is brought to you by, hold on. Yeah, my cup is running dry. Buy me a coffee, Patreon, YouTube memberships, PJ Rock super chats. This is how I get any energy going here when there's really nothing to talk about in the world of classic rock. Has anyone ever heard of Big Al and the Heavyweights? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody? Nobody, right? Here's a band that started back in 1996. Okay, I'm going to give you a quick history of Big Al and the Heavyweights. Dave, who cares? Tell us about Journey. Tell us about all the stuff you always talk about. Yeah. All right. Well, eventually all those bands are going to quit and retire. So for 20 bucks, you can go see this band called Big Al and the Heavyweights. Do you know who Warren Haynes is? He used to be in this band, Warren Haynes, who's been with the Allman Brothers and Government Mule. And you've also got this guy by the name of Rick Gergen, who is in a band called Sweethearts of the Rodeo. But this is a terrific band featuring this harp player, harmonica player, and vocalist, Dale Robinson. Detroit Dangerous Dale Robinson. All right. Just amazing. Singer Marcel Anton, Dave Menzes from New Orleans on bass. This is kind of like a gumbo Cajun mixture. I hear like the Grateful Dead, the Radiators, a little bit of Little Feat in this, and some other things. And I know the Radiators, right? That was a pretty good reference, actually. While the band has tons of energy, their latest album, Blues Power, is a strong showcase for singer Marcel Anton. Not only is he a singer, he's a percussionist, a guitarist, a composer, a teacher, an actor, a mystic, and a poet of Native American and New Orleans Creole descent. So doesn't get more Creole and backwoods and honest than that. Okay. Their live performances are legendary. It says here they do family oriented shows. So they won't be asking women to do any strange things with their t-shirts, like getting rid of them. I'm thinking like Motley Crue. When they say family oriented, I'm thinking, yeah, at least it's not going to be that, right? They key on energy and fun. It says this is a show you don't want to miss. Again, you may hear like some Lowell George in this stuff. You might hear the Butterfield Blues Band or Canned Heat. There's some Zydeco going on here. This is everything. I mean, go listen to Blues Power by Big Al and the Heavyweights. I'll link it over. I'll just link to their website in the description of this video. It says here, according to Blues Stalker, which I love the name of that publication, Blues Stalker says Gumbo Heads should be ready to party another quarter century with these guys. Get ready to boogie. Now, I bring this stuff up, folks, because I look at the landscape of what is mainstream and I go, it's kind of weird. There's this underground current. When I say current, like an ocean current, moving water that happens separate from what you hear in the news media 24/7. And these guys don't get a lot of press. They have to make their own press. And they go around the country. And for 20 bucks, okay, someone was telling me, I paid 100 and whatever to see this band, and they didn't even sound like themselves, and it's all AI and auto-tuned and vocal tracks. And nope, you're not going to get that going to see Big Al and the Heavyweights. You're not going to get that. Well, I don't really like harmonica, Dave, so I won't be going. Okay, good. That's fine. There'll be plenty of room. Um, because I mean, I think it's really weird because there is no support system for music like this. All right. And I've promoted other bands like Ray Fuller and the Blues Rockers, and people were kind of interested in that when I showcased it, hung out with Ray Fuller one night. And, this is the other thing, accessibility. Like if you wanted to talk to these guys, right? They're not pretentious. They're not better than you. They're going to hang out. They'll probably sign stuff. You can buy all their CDs while you hang out. I mean, maybe even a T-shirt. I don't know. They have merch and they have CDs. So it's a real band, Big Al and the Heavyweights. They've been around since 1996. So do the math. That's 30 years. No one's ever heard of this band. 30 years. Now, the blues people know who they are, and they know that they're good, and they go see them when they come to town. And I would too. In fact, I may be going. So that's how much I'm into this. Now, look, I get this, that certain kinds of music, it's not for everyone. Is this rock? It's more rock than Shakira. Wu-Tang, is it more rock than Wu-Tang Clan or whatever it's called? Wu-Tang Clan, right? That's how to say it. I'd rather just say Big Al and the Heavyweights. It's so much easier than Wu-Tang Clan. I still messed it up, see? So if you're a gumbo head, I mean, was it Little Feat had a tune called Rad Gumbo, right? So these guys are more gumbo than Little Feat, I would say. If you like just great music infused with all kinds of very traditional and influential things that used to be a part of rock and roll, maybe you can consider this blues, rock, or whatever category you want to put it in. Hey, folks, since we're not doing categories anymore, I say this is mainstream rock. I mean, they've been around for 30 years. They're eligible, right, for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Nobody knows who they are, Dave. They'll never get nominated. Hey, Warren Haynes was in their band. I mean, of course, you got to put like Government Mule in there before you put Big Al, but you know what I'm saying? It would be like out of the blue, literally. I'm sure these guys have won awards as a blues band, and they're put into that category. And okay, fine, call them a blues band, but I just consider this really good music. So I will link to their website. You can get a copy of their brand new album called Blues Power. That is not a remake of, was it Eric Clapton or Cream song, or it's not. It's their own song called Blues Power. And I'm pretty sure you're really going to like this. So if you don't, no loss. You move on to the next video. There'll be more gossip on the way. Don't worry. There'll be more scandals coming and people saying stupid stuff, because that's what most people seem to be interested in today. For $20, you can go on a Saturday afternoon and hear this band with other bands, by the way. There are like 2 or 3 bands on the docket for the afternoon at the Buckingham Blues Bar for $20. Get yourself a lawn chair, sit right up front if you want to, get there a little early, sip on a nice cold drink, and enjoy some great music. That's the way I would prefer to do it. So anyway, folks, I'm different. I'm not like everybody else. I guess a lot of people like to be herded like cattle into a giant stadium and sit like a half mile away from the stage. Cool, man. Oh, and I forgot, and pay like $200 for that. So, all right, Big Al and the Heavyweights. That's it. I'm done. I made my own news. Nobody cares, right? Nobody cares. This is dumb. I'm going to hear it, and comments will be like, oh, sure, man, whatever, dude. This isn't anything that anyone I know wants to go see. Well, you don't know the right people then.